Bum,
Bump,
bum,
bump,
ba-da-da,
bump,
bum,
bump,
bum.
bump.
Ring.
Yeah,
No
love that.
lasers this morning because lasers are only for winners, and the Dodgers, at least on Wednesday morning, are not that. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. I am Marcus Grant with Greg Bergman and Parker Bell. The Dodgers, a very frustrating 9-7 loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates on Tuesday. We were sort of chatting about it before we started the show. Greg, how are you feeling about last night?
Well, there's only one way I can tell you how I'm feeling about this, and it's through the song.
I woke up this morning and I got out of bed. Had a big old coffee to clear my head. Hiding from the ghost in a scary black hat. So trick your treat and tell me what's up with that.
Ooh, wee. What's up with that? What's up with that? Ooh, wee. That's the only way. That's the only way that I can feel is what's up with that? Why? Why can they not beat the bad teams? Why can they just not? When you get tied 4-4, that should have been the end of it. That's when you put them away and it's all gone. Instead, they lose 9-7. It's a very frustrating time to watch this team over and over again be good against the good teams and bad against the bad teams.
It's more frustrating too because it never seems to be the same issue, right? It's that, sometimes you go out, look against the Diamondbacks, they got great starting pitching, right? And the offense didn't show up. Yesterday, the offense showed up. They scored 7 runs. Everybody was sort of contributing to this whole thing. The pitching let them down. Kershaw had a disastrous first inning, was able to rebound, at one point retired 9 in a row, really put it together after that, allowed the offense to come back and tie the ball game. And then the bullpen didn't do its job, whether it was Enriquez, Trinan actually did okay. Kopech, even Bonda had a terrible wild pitch that led to a run. It just all fell apart. I mean, Parker, I don't know your thoughts. I mean, are you going to channel DeAndre Cole? Is there some other SNL character you maybe want to channel to talk about how you're feeling? I'm not sure.
What's up with that? It's just inconsistency, nonstop inconsistency, and they're just sitting here saying day after day, we got to find ways to win. Yeah, I mean, we know, we all know you got to find ways to win. I don't necessarily know how you can fix inconsistencies like this where every single day it seems to be something different, like you mentioned, Marcus. But I mean, I guess as long as you're seeing the offense score, I can find some positive, silver linings. But currently right now, I mean, Robert said it best in the chat. We're dancing through the sadness today, guys.
We are.
You got to beat the freaking Pirates. O'Neal Cruz was freaking drop kicking catches out there in the outfield. And they're still losing.
I don't get it, right? You get 3 hits and a homer out of Shohei. Mookie has a couple of hits. Will Smith with 3 hits. Teo with a couple of hits.
Right.
We'll get to his defense in a little bit, Greg. But up and down the line, you're getting contributions. Pages homers. Miguel Rojas, drives it or gets a walk and scores a run. Just up and down the lineup, man. It's just you get some contributions. The pitching doesn't work. We talked about this yesterday, Greg. Like guys like Michael Kopech, guys like Kirby Yates, still trying to figure it out, but they're running out of time to figure it out.
No, there isn't much time to figure it out. This is it. We're in September. There are no excuses anymore. How you do in September will tell you if you're going to be on this postseason roster. So no, you can't be going out and having these types of games. You'll give Kopech a little bit of grace because it was his first outing out since the injury, but he's still doing all the same things that he always does. He's wild. He's all over the place. It's very hard to get guys out when you can't actually find the strike zone. So we are in a situation where I never wanted to believe it, that the back end of the bullpen is going to be an issue. We said that Trinan was okay, but he had to come into a bad situation in the 6th inning, by the way, which we've been sitting here talking about. He's going to be the closer from now on. The fact is that he came in, he gave up a hit. He gave up the hit to get some runs in. He gave up runs, like just from him. The fact of the matter is that's not going to cut it. And especially against a team like the Pirates, you need to take 2 or 3. I don't care when those 2 or 3 come. So if we're going to put yesterday aside, you have to win the next 2. But, oh, wait. Look what's waiting for you tomorrow. A guy named Paul Skeens is waiting for you tomorrow. So it's not like it's going to be easy tomorrow. That means you must win tonight's game. And then you have to beat Skeens tomorrow, who typically does lose games because they don't score when he pitches.
I mean,
the Yamamoto curse.
He's getting
Right.
Yama'd right now. I mean, the weird thing about this team is, they somehow couldn't really fight. I guess they kind of figured it out against Majinski yesterday, Carmen Majinski. But this team is so weird. They might put up a 6 spot on Paul Skeens. Like that's just is how this team operates. Like I can't figure them out. There's really no rhyme or reason to how this thing works.
They put up 12 hits and they scored 12 and scored 7 runs. You win that game.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're playing. If you get 12 hits and score 7 runs, you should be winning that game as the Dodgers. The Dodgers should be, especially when you take the first inning aside for Kershaw, which was a disaster.
The rest of it was good.
He was great the rest of it. And when he
13 of his last 15 batters he retired, I think.
Yeah.
He was fantastic and striking dudes out. He was at 80 pitches when it got to the 6th inning. I was sitting there saying, okay, one more. But once you saw him on the standing up there talking to his kids, he was done. But would you have sent him out one more time, Marcus? Not knowing what's going to happen. Obviously, you didn't know Henriquez is going to do what he does. Would you have thrown Kershaw out for a 6th inning at 80 pitches?
I probably wouldn't have, and I get the 80 pitches thing, but just because it felt like at that point, it felt like your offense had come around. And so I think you just wanted to believe that the bullpen could get it done. So I didn't have a major problem with that. I think I would have, I don't know if I'd have gone to Enriquez, but I think I would have gone to the bullpen. That first inning was just a super high stress inning for him, even though the rest of them tended to be a little bit better. So that part I kind of understood. But just the fact that the guys you called on, I mean, Henriquez comes out, walks the first 2 guys,
really his first blunder in his first 10 outings, I don't think he'd allowed a run.
That was his first run.
While the control issues had been there, he had been lucky. Well, lucky is maybe not the best word, but he had been good at not allowing runs. But still, I guess I agree with you. I wouldn't have called on him first to support Kersh.
So this is his first run. He's a Costco guy. He just gives them up in bulk. Is that the whole point?
Apparently.
He goes a third of an inning.
If yesterday was the only runs he's going to give up for another 10 outings, okay,
that's fine. They will take it. We'll deal with that.
I doubt that's what happens, but yeah.
I saw the chat. I know we texted about it yesterday. Is this how do I phrase this? Is this the best team with the worst outfield defense imaginable?
It's so bad, man. I don't know how you could keep going out there with this type of defense. Conforto, I'll give him some credit. Like, that was a tough catch. He dove, missed it. Like, it's fine. Like, but Teo, where was he going? What was he doing?
He's not exactly Magellan out there.
No, I mean, it's more annoying to me than, like, yesterday. I was just sitting there on here and on First Pitch with DeMarco and Travis in the afternoon saying, "Oh, Teo's defense is getting better. He's been working on it. It's so much better. If it went from F to a C or a high C, not even a C plus, or at least a high C, like, it's getting better." And then he does that. Almost immediately, like, it happened. All that happened right as I was in the room with them. So why are you making me look bad? I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to say, hey, Teo, you're good.
I don't necessarily care what his slashes were, but Tommy Edmonds in his rehab stint, and he's going to be playing mainly center out there. Get him the bleep out there ASAP, because this is getting unbearable.
Yeah. Well, and we saw Ha-Seong Kim come back yesterday as a pinch runner, ended up scoring a run in that one. So again, he's another guy that potentially is available. I don't know that you put him in left. Maybe you put him in left field. I know that the center field experiment didn't necessarily go great for him.
No.
So maybe you try left field with Kim. I still don't know what that does with Teo, because, he's out and right. I don't think you put Conforto out there. I don't have any, until Tommy Edman comes back, I don't have any simple answers for what to do with Teo. The other part of this is, and we've talked about this, and it's been mentioned in the chat, is that you do still want his bat in the lineup. And this is where you sort of lose a little bit of lineup flexibility because Shohei is going to DH. You're not going to put him in the field. So that takes away an option. I mean, I think in any other scenario, they would have just made Teoscar Hernandez the designated hitter.
Of course.
Then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have that flexibility right now because that position forever and ever is going to belong to Shohei Ohtani. So I guess we just hold our breath until Tommy Edman's back. Is that the only answer?
That's essentially what it is, yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when Tommy Edman comes back, and it seems like it's going to be sooner rather than later, is that he does go to center, and you do put Pajes in right, and you do put Teo in left, and his bat stays in there, and that's basically the end of Michael Conforto. He's going to be off the bench. He'll be a bat off the bench if they really need something late in games, which isn't really going to help you, but still, he is a bat that can hit a home run, I guess. But either way, yeah, like that's what it's going to be. So we basically have to just hold out until that point, and until then, have to deal with horrendous defense in the corners. I just don't know how much more of this that we are going to be, the team is going to be okay with, that have this bad of defense. We're going to lose playoff games because of this defense right now. And that's unacceptable. Those are things that you can be better at, that you taking good routes on balls. These are things that you think about, that you're taught. And now that Dino Ebel is the one that's teaching the outfield, he better be teaching it every single day. Get Teo out there every day. I don't care when. Get him at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 5. He can be up at 5 too.
He can listen to the Blue Review while he takes fly balls down the outfield. I don't know. It's just, I remember coming into the season and all of us saying outfield defense is going to be an issue for this team.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us anticipated it would be this much of an issue for this team. So that part. Let's talk about some things that are more positive. You mentioned it, Parker. There are rehab assignments happening. Tommy Edman is working on a rehab assignment. We've seen Ha-Seong Kim and Michael Kopech come back. Max Muncy expected to hopefully be back soon. Alex Vesia hoping to be back soon. I'm going to say this.
Stewart, perhaps.
I'm going to say this for the umpteenth time. When everybody gets healthy, is this finally when everything starts to come together and take off for this team?
Well, I think what it is that everything's just unclear, and it's tough to be in an unclear position on September 3rd. But yes, with guys like Vesia, with guys like Stewart coming back relatively soon, or this month from their own injuries, you start to wonder, okay, now how is that back into the bullpen gonna line up? We're not gonna get the same thing we saw yesterday. But then again, coming back this late from injuries really gets things scary. Will Kim really be a factor in the infield? I mean, will he be much better than what Freeland's already producing? Muncy, of course, will be huge. But I think that's just the answer right now, is that everything's unclear, guys. And that is kind of tough to say at this moment for Dodgers fans, or it's tough for them to hear. But that's just the truth of the matter. Can they turn things around with the little inconsistencies? That's all that matters at this point. I mean, defensive miscues, base running miscues, slow those down and beat the teams that matter. And then potentially these guys who are coming on will put you over that hump just a smidge.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the base running, because that's been a disaster all year too.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you talking about the Shohei going home debacle? I mean,
that's the most recent one, but I mean, I think you could point to a handful of situations this year where they have run themselves out of innings.
Andy Pajes is awful on the base paths. Like we already have established that. And the Shohei one, that one's tough. Like, and I don't like saying a lot of bad things about Shohei. If he does something wrong, I'll absolutely say it. We all will. But that one kind of felt like he was going on contact, that there wasn't anything. So at that point, if he was going on contact, he was just laid out to dry at that point.
Yeah. But there's been others. There's been like PK coming back from injury, and he's kind of like lost. And you want those guys who are coming back.
Well, that was Mookie not telling him to slide.
Yeah.
That was weird. That whole thing was weird. Like, there's nobody back there telling him to slide. He didn't get the greatest jump.
And when you're getting all of that, everybody's just trickling down. I mean, it feels like Teo's mishaps in right field just sort of trickle down to every aspect of the game at a certain point. But hey, at least the offense is scoring.
Yeah. And so when you're talking about Tommy Edman and Max Muncy they're hoping that they could rejoin on the short homestand next week. So we could get both Tommy Edman and Max Muncy back next week.
I mean, look, at this point, I'm voting Max Muncy for team MVP. He's not going to get NL MVP, obviously, but the difference between having Max Muncy in the lineup and not having Max Muncy in the lineup is night and day. Even at the beginning of the year, when Muncy wasn't hitting, apparently just his presence in the lineup helped this team score. I don't know. He's Dumbo's magic feather or something. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it helps this team.
Dumbo's magic feather.
Sorry, I have a 6-year-old. He loves Disney. What am I going to do?
It's totally fine.
He loves Disney and elephants. Like, what am I going to do?
We're paid by the mouse ears. Don't worry about it.
Like, that's true. I mean, like, just whatever it is, him being healthy and available makes this team better. I don't have an explanation for it, but it seems to be the case this year.
I get it. You're right. And he does make us so much better, but do you trust now? Where is your trust tree, Marcus? Because I don't know who I trust to go into the background. Like, who's going to come in the back end of the bullpen? I don't know who I trust.
Oh, the back end of the bullpen, I have no idea. I really don't know.
At some point, sorry, I got distracted. Carlo walked in, then walked out, not knowing that we're doing Blue Review.
Good. I don't. The back end of the bullpen, I don't know. I guess right now it's Trinan because he's sort of been the best of the bunch.
How do we get to Trinan? Tanner Scott blew up on Sunday. Kirby Yates blew up again and again and again and again. He's not going to. Well, that's your guy. I'll give you credit for that. That's your guy. That was your villain, and
that has been my villain all year, and it hasn't gotten any better. I don't have the same villain turning powers that you apparently do.
Apparently, I don't either. Conforto has been a mess the entire year.
Yeah, I guess. Look, let's put yesterday aside, right, and say Henriquez maybe has something there, right? So we can because this was his first one. Let's give him the pass on that. So you got Henriquez. I still think more often than not, Bonda is going to give you quality outings.
Vezia
get you there. Vezia is another guy
when he's healthy.
But I'm willing to give Kopech another outing or two to sort of figure himself out.
Is there a world? Yeah. Sorry, is there a world that Emmett Sheehan and Justin Robleski are your high leverage 1-inning relievers and not long relievers?
I mean, I guess there's a world of that, but then knowing that you're going to need some long relievers in the postseason, I don't know how you make that work. If you're starting Shohei and or Kershaw, you're going to need bulk guys, and that's
Kasparius, Kershaw.
Maybe
Kershaw,
maybe Vinny C is your high leverage guy. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
those two that you mentioned are the most confident and mentally intact this whole season, so I wouldn't be against it.
But they've also had their roles changed so much that they've learned to be ready. I think in any moment because their role changes all the time.
But if that's what happens, then you're trusting guys that have never been in that role. You went into the offseason getting Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan, Michael Kopech, hoping that Brusdar Graterol came back, Alex Vezia, Alex Bonda, all the dudes that were the bullpen dogs, and they are a mess. And that's why, and I'm going to do it again. Your bullpen at the beginning of the year is not your bullpen at the end of the year, and that's why you don't pay money for relief pitchers. It's just you just don't do it. They are too volatile, and we have seen it time and time again, and we're seeing it this year. And it's very frustrating. And now, look, as soon as we get to September or October, they're going to be amazing.
Right. I know we're just about out of time here.
Right.
Today is game 2 of the series. It'll be Shohei Ohtani against Braxton Ashcraft, who actually has been very good over his last several starts. So we'll see if the Dodgers can break through against them. I'm going to leave you before I sign off with 4 words. Bring back Walker Buehler. That'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Thanks to everybody in the chat for getting up early with us. Thanks to LAX, as always, for putting this together for us. Stick around because the Sedano and Cap Morning Show featuring Greg Bergman and friends.
And Parker.
Sedano and Cap. Sedano and Cap. With Bergman and friends.
Big show today.
Big show. It's going to be a doozy today.
There's some big news that's just happened. In case you guys have not found out yet, big news regarding one of the LA sports teams is floating around the internet atmosphere. So for Parker Bell, for Greg Bergman, I am Marcus Grant. Stick around to the ESPN LA YouTube channel for Sedano and Cap. Back with you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:50 ish here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. We'll see you then, everybody.
See ya.
Review.